Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do reading journal update and our monthly TBR. So let's get started. So I have completed 4 books since the last time we updated. So let's see if we can find them on here. One of them was Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulick. Let's see. I thought there was one on this side. Maybe not. Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. Oh, right here. The Weight of the Stars by Kay Ingram. And 4 by Veronica Roth. I did accumulate a couple books, but I usually do that offline. And we'll come back to this page. I don't think any of the books I read were on my bingo. I'm slacking on that so far. That's okay. I do believe there are a few on here, though. 4 by Veronica Roth. It's right here, so we can color that in. Is that gonna, I don't know how I feel about that. Great. What else? I'm currently reading Ascension by Nicholas Binge, and I'm enjoying it. I just started. I'm not that far in, but it's good. And Anxious People. And then we can color in up to 8 for January, because I read 8 books in January, which is pretty high for me, actually. I was in a reading slump, and actually most of those books I finished towards the last half of the month, so that's pretty good. I'm obviously out of the reading slump because I'm doing awesome. So I'm really enjoying reading right now. Okay. So, not sure why I did that. Let's write in. First we have The Weight of the Stars by Kay Ingram. And I gave that 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it. It just wasn't, it's YA. So it's not that I don't like YA. I really do. It's not made for me. It's just, maybe I shouldn't review it, but it was good. don't really have a lot of thoughts, which typically I don't for books that I rate in the 3 range. I don't really have a lot of thoughts. That's kind of how I know that it's a 3-star, 3.5-star book for me, is I just don't have a lot of thoughts. Number 6 is Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. And I rated that 4.25 stars. I would have rated it higher, but because I really liked this book, I thought it was interesting. The people were just a little bit funny, naive. The thing I didn't like about the story, and this is a personal preference, I think that the story is told sometimes, not all the time. It does take the topic seriously, but sometimes it takes it a little bit too lighthearted for my liking. So that's why I rated it a little bit lower. But all in all, it is a very good story. I love stories like this. I love how the characters are tied together and they don't even know it, kind of way, and it's very interesting. So I would highly recommend that book. It's also told from an outside point of view. I don't remember what you call that, but like like the author's telling you the story, kind of. I don't know. It's strange, and I don't know how I felt about that either. It was just all in all, the way the story was told was different for me, and I wasn't. I had a hard. Not. It's not that I didn't have. It's not that I had a hard time with it. It was just that I had a confusing. I didn't know how I felt about it most of the time. So number 7 was Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulick. If I'm butchering any of these names, I apologize. And I gave that one 4 stars. I really enjoyed this book too. This was one of those books that I wanted to keep coming back to. But it wasn't anything mind blowing necessarily, but it was good. That's why I rated it 4 stars. It was a book that I keep wanting to come back to, but it wasn't anything. It wasn't 5-star material. And I just know when something's 5 stars, but I don't know that I would ever rate a book that's in the mystery thriller horror genre 5 stars. It would really have to be, probably have to cover deep topics or be some kind of philosophical undertones or something, because that's kind of where my 5-star usually ends up, is if it's deeper topics and something meaningful in a book. So, and then number 8 was 4 by Veronica Roth. I really enjoyed this. Again, 4 stars, because I think every book in the Divergent series was 4 stars for me. Okay, I'm having some video issues, but we'll get through it. So I rated this 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I actually really enjoy reading from his point of view. So yeah, that's that. I did not continue any series. And I already filled this in, and when I realized I wasn't recording. So I have read all of my books but two. And in my game, I require that I at least get a passing grade. So 75% to me is passing grade. So I did read at least 75% of the books. I started this one, so I'm actually reading that one right now. The only one that I really didn't read is The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong. Then I filled in the 8 books read. I don't know what my pages read are right now. I'll probably fill that in later or next time. And then here's my February stuff, which I think we'll probably fill in next time. Yeah. So I think we should get started on the game. So for you, those of you who are new to the channel, I have to go from here to here. And because I got through over 75% or more of my TBR, when I get to the end, I get to choose my own book, whatever book I want. If I didn't do that, then I would take all of the books that I hadn't read in this. Since I'm starting over, it would just be this TBR, I guess. So The Teller of Small Fortunes would be the book that I would have to choose. If I had other books as well, I would put them all on a spinner wheel, and the spinner wheel would tell me which book I had to add to my TBR. All of the shelves on here I have to pick from a jar that has every book on my TBR that's a standalone or a part of a series that I probably ain't going to read the whole series or things like that. The book stacks are all continue a series. The 2 open books are to start a new series, and these are all in jars. So I would pick, if I landed on continue a series, I would pick which series I'm going to continue. And same with start a series. I have a start a series jar where I would choose which series I'm going to start. And then the 2 compasses, I would spin a spinner wheel to see if I was lost or found my compass. And if I'm found, I get to stay there. And then I choose the Goodreads challenge. And I spin a spinner wheel to see which challenge I am going to read a book from. If I'm lost, then I do the Book of the Month challenge and I spin a spinner wheel to see which book challenge I have to read from. And you'll see if we land on that. So, and then I also have to go to, like if I land here, then I have to go back to the beginning. If I'm here, then I'd have to go back to here. So that is that. Let's see. Let's try to get our first roll in. I see that we are almost out of time, I think, before it's going to kick us off. So let's see if we can get our first roll. A 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that is a card. Let's do a good shuffle. And let's choose this one. Seasonal Spirits. Winter. Read a book with a cold, wintry setting. So for this book, I chose The Night Olivia Fell. It doesn't say whether it's cold, wintry setting, but by the looks of the tree, it looks like it very well could be. So that is the book I chose for our first book. So roll number 2 is a 2. Uh-oh. Okay, so I have to get out the tablet. So here we go. Did I lose my compass? Let's give her a spin. Ooh, we found it. We found the compass. Okay, so here we have the Goodreads Winter Challenge, which shows us we have Black Heritage, Spoonie Selections, Choice Archive, Tail Spinners, and Star Selections. And it'll tell us which category we need to choose a book from. And it is Tail Spinners. Okay, so for Tail Spinners, I chose Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. There was one other book that I owned on the list, and that was Legendborn, but I decided not to choose that because that would be starting a series. This is a standalone, I believe. So that is book number 2. And we are on to roll number 3. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so we get to choose from the jar. This is all of the standalone books that I own. And we'll see. Should we choose that one that fell out? I think we should. I think it's a sign. And that book is The Frozen River, which I have already read. So I guess it is a sign. So we'll choose another one. And I'll choose this one. Oh, I got 2. We'll choose this one. The Cat Who Saved Books, which I have also already read. Guess I should have saved the other one. Oh, that one fell out. We'll choose that one. The Tiger Rising. This is a book that I received as a gift from one of my nieces. So that's exciting. So there it is. The Tiger Rising by Kate DeCamille. I don't know if I'm saying that right. So that is our 3rd book. And we will move on to our 4th roll. We'll re-roll that. A 9. 1. All right, so we had some recording issues. I rolled a 9 or 8 and landed here. And I ended up choosing the loop out of the jar. And then we landed on a blank space and ended up choosing this card. Read a book you've been saving for later. I don't really save books for later, but this book has been on my TBR a few times. And so I decided to choose The Body by Stephen King. All right, so let's hope we don't have any more recording issues because it's getting old. All right, so on to the next roll. Roll number 6. Whoops. That is our token. We don't need that one. A 3. 1, 2, 3. Another blank space. Let's draw a card. Let's choose this one. And it is a fern. And that is read a book with plants or nature on the cover. For this one, we are going to go with one of my favorite authors, and that is T.J. Klune, The Bones Beneath My Skin. And I also love listening to his narrator, Daniel Henning. I believe his name is. I don't know if he narrates this particular book, but he did the House in the Cerulean Sea, and he's so good. Anyway, that'll be for that one. On to roll number 7. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. Another blank. So another card. We'll choose this one. And it is a B. Read a book you heard a lot of buzz about. And I know just the book. And that is Verity by Colleen Hoover. I've heard a lot of buzz online about it. Plus, a lot of people I know have enjoyed this book, said it is really good. And so I'm actually really excited to read this one. I only had 2 books like in my pile of like that I really want to read, that I'm really in the mood to read, and this was one of them. I'm a mood reader a little bit, but not really. Otherwise, I have to have a TBR to pick from, and then I kind of just mood read from that TBR. But yeah, so this book I'm really excited for. So then we will move to rule number 8. 2. 1, 2. All right, so pick another card. And let's choose this one. Rainy Day. So this isn't a prompt or anything that we have to fill. It just says read while it rains or play rain sounds. So that's good. We don't have to add a book. And this is in the adventures category. That's fun. It's not really a rainy season, so I'll have to put some rain sounds on. And on to roll number 9. Last roll. And for this one, I get to choose which book I want. And for that, I'll pick the other book that was on my want to read list, and that is 1984 by George Orwell. I've been really wanting to read this book for a long time and just haven't gotten to it. So now we will finally get the chance. Let's do a recap. So we have read while it rains or play rain sounds. We have 1984 by George Orwell for the book that I chose. We have Verity by Colleen Hoover for a book I heard a lot of buzz about. We have The Bones Beneath My Skin by TJ Klune for a book with nature or plants in the cover. We have The Body by Stephen King for a book you've been saving for later. We have The Loop by Jeremy Robert Johnson, which I drew out of the jar. We have The Tiger Rising by Kate D. Camille, which I also drew out of the jar. We have The Night Olivia Fell by Christina McDonald for a book with a cold or wintry setting. And then we have Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. And, this was from Finding Our Compass for the Goodreads challenge. And that is all. Thank you for joining me for updating my reading journal, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.